All right, big front office shakeup for the Seattle Seahawks. If you're new to the channel, we're Detroit Lions fans, but this channel is fully dedicated to teams that just kind of get overlooked by the national media, and we have a lot of fun on this channel. So make sure you subscribe if you're a Seahawks fan. Going for 30,000 subs on this channel, and I don't know what subs do, but it's kind of nice just to look at, I guess. I don't know, but subscribe if you haven't. Okay, front office shakeup. And by the way, let me know in the comments. We do this in the offseason. Let us know in the comments your favorite all-time Seattle Seahawk player, but it can't be a super obvious one. You know, don't Cam Chancellor. You got to give me somebody sneaky that's like, oh, yeah, I kind of remember him. That other people that read your comment will be like, I remember that guy. Let me know in the comments. Okay, here it is. Front office shakeup is what you don't really think about. So when Pete Carroll goes to the Raiders, that was kind of tough for the Seahawks because it's like, oh, yeah, is he going to kind of come after some of our coaches or what's that look like? No. In fact, he goes after a front office guy. So Matt Capurro was hired by Pete Carroll's Raiders. So you're like, who is this guy? Might not be familiar with him, but he was with Pete Carroll for the entirety of his time with the Seattle Seahawks and last year under Mike Macdonald. Here's what he does, and we'll break down kind of why this is kind of interesting. You don't really think about this stuff. He works directly with the head coach and is responsible for coordinating the team's day-to-day operations, meetings, team room. I mean, there's a lot that goes into it that I guess you don't really think about. And then he oversees player and staff communications, managing the year-round football schedule, which includes off-season programs, OTAs, mini camps, training camps, workouts, off-season programs. This is a big job. Like, right? This is kind of crazy. So in 2009, he was the director of football operations. He worked directly with Pete Carroll and coordinated all the football's team day-to-day operations, managed the year-round football calendar. Same thing. Travel logistics, kind of that core guys, like where we got to be, who's organizing that, right? And he's got a team underneath him that's getting things set up, travel. So this is, again, we think about coaches, we think about players. You don't think about the front office stuff. So I think it's interesting just to be like, okay, didn't think Pete Carroll going to the Raiders would really matter to us here in Seattle, so I'm a Seahawks fan, but okay, didn't know that one was going to happen. So that's going to be interesting to see how they fill that. But what I like, I can see absolutely nothing. This is the Manta Sleep Mask. Join Craig and I as we try to do better in 2025, and that starts with a good night's sleep. We've partnered with Manta because they have the world's best sleep mask and functional sleep accessories. They work to really improve and optimize sleep to help you fall asleep and then stay asleep. Their masks are great because you can have cool eye cups, you can have steam cups, aroma dots, there's even a weighted mask, all kinds of options to help you fall asleep. The best part is they even have masks for kids. This is great because kids sometimes don't sleep the best. Try this out. My kids love it. They've got so many options for you to try. So our link is in the description for 10% off. You can go to Manta Sleep for more information. Link is in the description. Use our code 10% off. It's good to have a little bit of changeover. And I think if you're a Seattle Seahawks fan, offensive coordinators, of course, going to be new. But the other things to have new, I just don't think it's the worst thing in the world to have a new eyes. Maybe you see things that you didn't, miss things that you maybe, or not miss things that maybe you were missing. So we'll see how that pans out. Now, as we turn our attention to the players, a couple things. PFF put out an article on the top free agent offensive linemen. One of the things that Seattle just is like, all right, we have to get better on the offensive line. Now, the interesting part is there's about probably 8 teams that think the same thing. Like, we've got to get better on the offensive line. So they're not alone. There's going to be competition for these players. But when you look at it, Trey Smith is going to be available. His overall free agent rank is 2. Potential landing spot, the Bears. But, I mean, this would be just a home run. I don't know if you can get him, if you're going to be willing to pay. But I just want to show you some of the top guys that are out there. Ronnie Stanley, tackle. New England's left tackle isn't great. And tackles really, you want that interior offensive line is really what you're focused on anyway. Cam Robinson, tackle. Older. Here we go. Drew Dahlman. Here's, I don't know a lot about this guy, but Will Fries, guard. I just named 3 or 4 really big-time players that PFF has ranked high, top 25 overall free agents. I mean, there's 400 free agents. No, not that many. I think it's call it 200. But, I mean, if you talk about all the free agents, undrafted, people that come into the league, I mean, there's just a ton. So if you can have the top 25 player overall and you get a guard, like that, you got to get one of these guys, overpay if you have to, draft them as well. I mean, don't even screw around with it, because without a good interior offensive line, it's just what are we doing? What are we? It's just so hard. Now, speaking of that, go to the mock draft. PFF has a mock draft that I really like as well. So kind of start here at kind of top 10, and then you make your way to the Seattle, and you can kind of see. I like to see players that maybe could fall to you, but safety, tight end. It's no, I don't. Tackle, edge. You can kind of see that in the first round, might be tough to get that interior offensive lineman, and they have you going with a tackle. Okay, all day. Go with the tackle. Seahawks fielded one of the 5 lowest graded interior offensive line in the season. While he started for left tackle for West Virginia in all 4 of his years, he has the ability to kick inside at guard. All right. And you can kind of see. So if it's not him, you've got an edge, another tight end, wide receiver. So another edge down here as well. Corner, defensive lineman. So there's not a ton of options in that first round pick. So it'll be interesting to see what the Seattle Seahawks do there. And by the way, look at this tweet. Teams with the most winning seasons in the last 10 years. You and the Chiefs. So it's been a lot of winning. I mean, gee whiz, it's been a lot of winning. And this probably doesn't even count 2012, 13, 14. Legion of Boom stuff. So it's been pretty good. If you're a Seattle Seahawks fan, you just missed the playoffs. You finished with 10 wins with a bad offensive line, choppy offense, defense that was terrible for the first 5 weeks of the season. It's just man. But that's football. And, you got to imagine the 49ers aren't going anywhere. They'll retool. They'll figure it out. Rams aren't going anywhere. Cardinals are just, I don't know, pesky. You're just you're the worst team in the division. Will you just stop? Stop trying so hard, because they come out of the gates hard. The Cardinals, at every one point in every season, you're like, oh my gosh, they're gonna win I cannot believe the Cardinals are gonna win the division. Then they just tank. You're like, okay, I knew that, because it's like Seattle. It's just being in this division, but so it's tough division. Got to make it happen. Got to win the division. Home playoff game. It's the NFL. It's there's no nothing's just gonna be easy. So. Anyway, I don't know why I guys talking about that division so much, but it's just this division's crazy. So let me know your thoughts in the comments. Make sure you subscribe if you have not, and we'll see all of you on the next one.